Welcome back to a very special edition of Figure Depot. This video is sponsored by the Glad Scientist 86. And what we have here is finally here, all the way from Brazil to the United States. We have my Superman costume for my Fison TB League figure. This is the M34 body, and I had this custom made by, I think it's called Action Figure Customs Team or something like that. Action Customs Team. Anyway, you can go to my Instagram, Figure Depot, and there'll be a post there, and I'll tag them in it, so you can just follow the link over to them if you'd like to have them make one for you. So what we're going to do is get this on. The only thing I do not have yet is boots, and I've not been able to find any, so I'm probably going to just make some. So I'll get the suit in place and then start piddling with the boots, but that'll come in another video. So today we're just going to get the suit on the body, and this is a very complicated process from what I hear. They recommend that you wrap him up in like saran wrap and then put the suit on and then pull the saran wrap out, which sounds tedious to me. What I'm gonna try, and we'll see if it works, is, you know, like when you put on your socks, if you try to pull from the top, it just is irritating and like they snag and pull. But if you roll your socks down, stick your toes in, and then roll the sock up your leg, it just rolls right on into place. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, is roll these things inside out, stick them on the leg, and then roll them up the leg, the pants, and then I'll see if I can do a similar process with the shirt, but we'll see how that goes. We'll try the pants first. If the pants do all right, then, well, actually, I think you're supposed to put the shirt on first and then the pants. I don't know. We'll get it figured out. So I'm going to probably do that part in fast forward motion, just so y'all don't have to sit here and watch it happen for however long it takes. But yeah, let's get it. So this set comes complete with shirt, pants, belt, cape, and skivvies. I have removed his head and hands and feet from the body so that I can get around them easy, and we'll try to get this thing on. Alright, so for attempt number one, hopefully this is the only attempt, but we're gonna get his arms up. I'm gonna do like I talked about, roll this thing inside out, and then try to roll it onto the body. So here we go. Okay, yeah, that was tedious and awful. So, I had some kind of issue going on with the body. I think it's because of how I brought the arms down, that they didn't come down evenly. And so, it took me a minute to get it figured out. Like, the elbow wasn't bending correctly. I think I had rotated it one too many times and it spun around because the elbow was kicking out backwards, but I think I've got it now. So the issue here now is going to be just trying to figure out, like, make sure the S is centered, try to eliminate some of where this is bunching up, or just make sure that it bunches in such a way that when I move the figure it doesn't distress the S shield. So I'm gonna piddle with it just a little bit more, and then we'll put on his breeches. Alright, so we have him in the pants and the shirt. That is quite a laborious process. Do not wish it on anyone. Now I think that the little trunks should just fit right over and should slide pretty easy since it's cloth on cloth. The problem is the material that these TB League figures are is got a lot of pull to it, so it makes it difficult. Yeah, those just slide right up. Makes it difficult to slide it up because it just wants to grab it, which is good because it holds it in place from running up and down on you, but it's just very difficult to get it in place initially. Once you've got it where you want it, it's not going anywhere. So, pull his breeches up, cover up his super butt. All right, that looks good. Now we'll get the belt and put on him, and that should cover up the seam that we have here, so we won't have to worry about it. But getting very excited. It's starting to really come together. My issue is going to be working out getting the boots. That's going to be a pain. So the belt has loops on it already installed, so you don't have to run it through them. You just take it, put it on here, attach it in the back. Now, they did not provide any form of attachment for it, so I will probably just glue it in place, and I'll do that off camera. Alright, so I forgot to put the cape on before I put the shirty part on, so I had to take this wire and fish it around the arm through the back, attach a thread, pull the thread back through. Now I've got to sew this tip of this loop onto the tip of this so that I can pull it down under the shirt, and it'll wrap around the back here and then tie in the back. So I'll have to pull it through on both sides so it's nice and tucked and you don't have a gap around the collar. If you don't know how to sew, you just need a little spool of thread. They have little sewing kits you can get cheap at Walmart or craft stores or whatever. And then you just run your needle, you run your thread through the eye of the needle through, so you'll want thread on both sides. And then you'll just take that, and I'm just gonna go through and back and through and back and through and back a few times, attaching the thread to the tip of the cape here, and then I'll tie it off. Alright, so I've tied it around there, I've tied my knot off, and then I'm just gonna get my scissors, and I'm just gonna come in here and snip that little guy right there. And then I'll repeat the process on the opposite side, and then we'll tie them together. Alright, so I've got this side tucked. This side I haven't tucked yet, so we're going to dump the cape over his head, come around the back side. This is where we'll tie everything off together. But to get this to tuck, to get this side to tuck back in under the collar, we'll just snug on the back side that we ran around the armpit. Alright, so we've got him tucked in the front where we want it. Now we're just going to take this and tie a knot here in the back, right across there. I'm going to double knot it. Make that triple knot it. Quadruple knot it. itself with them. I'm gonna leave a little bit of length there, just so I can get to it if I need to later. And then I'll just tuck that down and fold the cape back over. All right, so here is the Superman suit by Classic Custom Figures, and wow, yeah, it looks awesome. Or Custom Classics, I don't know. Just check the link on my Instagram. But yeah, looks freaking amazing. So good. It was a pain in the butt to get on. And probably because I didn't do it the way they said to, because I didn't have any saran wrap. So you're supposed to wrap a figure in saran wrap, like I mentioned. And then you're supposed to pull the suit on, and then you're supposed to slide the saran wrap out. And that's supposed to make it better. But didn't happen because I didn't have any. But even without it, I was still able to get it on there and in place and everything like I wanted to. It just took a lot more effort than it would have otherwise. Looks awesome. Very pleased with it. Cape, I love that S on the back. It's really nice. And we'll zoom in and get a closer look here in a second. I do have a classic Wonder Woman coming to me. Also sponsored by the Glad Scientist 86. And I will set out to make some boots because I have just not been able to find any boots for this guy. So I'm going to try my hand at making a pair. So stay tuned for that. Not sure how that's going to go, but I guess we'll find out. I've got a couple ideas, so we'll see what I can come up with. And I also have a Batman on the way. So we'll have my DC Trinity in 1/6 scale here very shortly, all done and ready to go. So let's zoom in and get a closer look at this guy. Alright, so here's a look at the figure. The head sculpt I got from eBay a couple years ago. Looks really good. The blue in his eyes match that French blue of the suit, which is real nice. It kind of brings them out now that the suit's on there. And it's just a really nice sculpt. It was only 20 bucks, I think, with like $10 shipping, so 30. But yeah, really good likeness, really good paint job on this. Some nice airbrushing and everything, especially when you look at the eyes and everything. Just the detail in there is really, really good. Here's the suit. It's got the S with no black outlines, which is how it is true to Christopher Reeve and the costume that he wore in the Superman movies that came out in the 70s and 80s. And got the belt. Just real simple design, but looks really cool. All the articulations, of course, still intact with the figure. No problem posing him around. I'll zoom out and show you all that. It's too close to the camera to really look at that. You can still see like the muscle, like the veins and stuff through the suit and everything, all those details. So that looks really nice. It only took about a week, maybe a week and a half for the suit to get here from Brazil to the United States. So not bad at all. Craftsmanship seems to be really good. The stitching seems to be really strong. The seam right in the middle of the crotch on the blue pants, not on the red trunks, is starting to pull away a little bit. But I think that's just because I didn't follow their instructions on how to install it, because I'm stubborn and impatient. So that's probably my fault, actually. But all the other stitching looks really good, and I was really rough on it getting it on. So really good quality. I definitely recommend using them. Good communication. He kept up with the tracking for me every step of the way, and I opted for the Speed Express delivery or whatever. So there's a look at the back. I opted for the express delivery, and Otherwise, it might take, you know, 3 weeks or more for it to get here. But it was just like a week and a half because I paid like 10 more bucks to have it express shipped. So they can give you the price breakdown. It's going to be different depending on, you know, if you want a comic suit, if you want this Christopher Reeve style suit, you know, just depending on what suit you want, the pricing is going to be a little different just because of the materials they use. So go ahead and get your price quotes from them. I don't want to misquote them, but very pleased with what I ended up with. So let's back him up a little bit and kind of get a look at him from a distance. Alright, so as I was explaining, you can have the cape down in front if you'd like, because of the way we tucked it under there. So you can kind of have him there like that. Looks nice. Or you can take and pull it back like that, which looks good. Just kind of gives you that draped look. So the wingspan on this cape is really big. It's really nice. I like the way it falls. It's that same spandex material that the suit's made out of, so it, you know, does real nice. In terms of durability, it's not going to hold dust bad at all. I'm still going to display him in a case, acrylic case, so that all I got to do is dust off the case instead of trying to clean up the figure, but still, it's not going to hold dust very bad at all. I think it looks really good. We can get him in sort of a classic hands on the hip pose. Really like these TB League seamless bodies. They're real nice. So there's a good look. Very, very stoked for this. I'll do another video whenever I get the boots figured out, unless I just have some incredible breakthrough today, and then I'll just tag them on to the end of the video. But otherwise, we'll see that next time. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative and insightful. Definitely recommend these guys for custom suits, and we'll see how it holds up. I'll do a follow-up video in a couple months once I've had time, you know, to kind of mess with it and see how it kind of stands up. But given the amount of abuse that I put it through putting it on here, I think it's going to be just fine. Be sure to check out my Instagram for ACBA stuff, where figures dwell, all in word. And then also my regular Instagram, where I'll be posting about this project. That's just Figure Depot. Alright, see you next time. Thanks for watching. We are so close to being finished with our Christopher Reeve Superman. We just need boots, and we're there. So I'm gonna keep searching for some, and I'm gonna try to fabricate some. So we'll see where we end up.